Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shah, Kahlah, Abba Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach Malak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash, Babakushah, Babakushah, Babakushah. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, GMS. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Barakatah and Thawada to all of those who are being diligent inside this truth, and they're doing the best that they can when it comes down to keeping the commandments of the Most High Heavenly Fathers, as well as carrying on the faith of the Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who is the Malak, and as always make it known, it's all about the kingdom, baby. So to get right into this, right? This is a scene from the movie called Knowing, and not only just that, within this scene, I got a dream that I had, and this is like the closest in what I can describe as far as how everything looked and how things was. All I could say inside that dream, people were kicking down other people's doors. People were on a rampage, and they were taking any and everything, and it was some people I saw, I was in this place, what I'm saying? It don't look like my actual home, but, I possibly was there, but they kicked down the door and everything, and they was taking a lot of stuff. And I made it known to them, like, hey man, y'all can get whatever y'all want in here. But the main thing that I kept, it was this, it was like a pot of gold. It was a pot of gold. I had this, it looked like a chest, like a treasure chest in a sense. And it was small. It was like, big enough to fit in my palms and everything. So, it was like, I kept the gold in there, and it was gold in there and I kept it in there. So it was like, I was like protecting it in a sense. And, I guess cause, it was something, valued, in my eyes. And, I didn't understand that fully, but, Lord's willing, it'll be brought to me through the Spirit, on what it was, because ultimately they didn't even see, the small little treasure chest thing that I had that was full of gold. And I know it sounds weird and everything, but I had it in my mind thinking about a leprechaun in a sense, and I had it in myself like, yo man, I ain't gonna throw this away. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna give this away. And that in a sense, that's just like this truth. You don't want to cast your pearls before swine, meaning you don't want to give things away that are valuable, to those who are in a state mentally of being unclean. And them being unclean is them being in a position of being unbalanced. Because to be unbalanced, it's to is basically to be in a place where, as the scriptures say, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So, it's like, hey man, you don't want to, you want to hold on to the things that are valuable, when it comes down to wisdom, and not only just hold on to it, but that's something that you just don't want to throw around to any and everybody who is not going to value and treasure it as much as you do. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures even said how in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You see what I'm saying? And at that moment when it came down to that gold and that treasure chest, I had a fear in me. Even though in my mind I thought about like leprechaun, like, yo man, if I throw these if I don't cherish this gold or whatever, whatever else this is that has been given to me, something bad gonna happen to me, and I don't want to be in a state of something bad happening to me because I was being careless with what has been given to me, which is this treasure chest with gold in it, so just through the Spirit. But in the midst of all of that, it was people going rampant, doors getting kicked down, people beating up on people, you hear women screaming, and you could just see a lot of things that was just a wickedness. But I'm gonna give it a glimpse right here. All right, here you go. This is the closest that I can get to. And that's the closest I can get to it. I could go further, but the movie is called Knowing. So if you do watch that movie, one thing that I can say is that, that movie is beautiful, man. It's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie. And I take it in a sense like it's dealing with the downfall of Babylon, the downfall of Babylon and the children that end up being taken, out of the different parts, different sections throughout the world, is symbolic of the elect, how the elect is going to be taken, and then that fire, after the elect is taken, that fire that comes down, it wipes out the wicked, it wipes out the wicked. So it's very symbolic if anybody will watch that movie, because I ain't watched that movie in a long time, but, just by the spirit, that was the closest in what I can describe as in how things, how things could look. I mean, what it was looking like basically in that timing. What it was looking like in that dream. All right, so this is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse in verse 17. It say the man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. You see how them people was running rampant? That's how it was in the dream. For because of their pride, the cities should be troubled, the houses should be destroyed, and men should be afraid. You see? Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. So, I really wanted to compare what is being written here in 2nd Esdras chapter 15 to what was going on in that dream, because people were kicking down people's doors and taking whatever they want. It was a door that I had, things was being taken, and as stuff was being taken, they got everything else, but that treasure chest that I had that was full of gold, that's something I held on to that they could not see, but I was holding on to it, and hey man, they didn't even bother me at all. So ultimately, my just through the Ruach HaKodesh, I was in a place where it was like I was depending, solely on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, at that very moment and everything. So, ultimately, I myself sharing this, just to make things known, man, because when that time and do happen, people will be afraid, man. People will be afraid. People gonna kill people over the stupidest things. They gonna feel like they can just do it just to do it. It's really gonna be like the purge. And in that dream, like I said, like it was a lot of fighting and stuff going on there, and women screaming, children crying, babies. You can hear babies crying, children crying, and it was all around. Women, half torn clothes, and men beat down and beaten to death, like damn near, you know what I'm saying? It was chaos, man. That's all I can say. And I'll just leave it at that. And call out Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bashem Ruach HaKodesh.